love that new jingle.
Gosh, I do too. I'm so grateful for our new jingle.
Yes.
It's so awesome. Hello and welcome to the beginning of season 3, episode 1. Can you believe it?
Season 3, and we are so excited.
Yes, but you know what? We have heard from so many different people that they wanted us to bring back She Shed.
They just want more, right?
Yes, but we're missing somebody.
Yeah. It's way too quiet, a little empty.
I agree. Let's get her.
Meka! She's back! Hey, ladies!
Hello! I am so excited. Having sisters on the set all at one time,
Wow.
we're going to have so much fun.
So it's, you know what time it is.
It's couch time with Sonja. Come on, let's go. Oh my gosh, ladies, I'm so excited.
So am I.
To get to be
Season
able to be on the couch with you guys. It's so important. I value it, so I want you to know
So
that.
do I. You know, everybody don't get a chance to sit on the couch.
And it's a comfy couch.
It is.
Oh my gosh. Well, this season, our first episode being She Shed.
Wow.
And man, what's our title today?
We're going to get into some talk about
Sisterhood.
Does it really exist?
Well, I know our sisterhood exists.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
absolutely, but doesn't necessarily mean that it exists with everyone, right?
Right.
That's
Absolutely.
exactly right. Because we're going to get kind of share with you what sisterhood really is. And first off, sisterhood is an unbreakable bond.
It is.
And
It
what does
is.
that really mean? An unbreakable bond.
You know, it means that we go through things together. You know, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Ugly, of course.
But it's in those ugly times that you see who your real friends are,
That
who
is so
really
true.
are your sisters. Sisters are easy, or friends are easy when life's good, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's so true.
It's
That
when
is so true.
those difficult moments, the unbreakable bond.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love the word unbreakable because that means, you know what? Nothing or no one can come in and break that bond, which means we have to value it and protect it at the
Yes.
same time.
Take care of it. Yeah, like
Yes.
that protection. It's important. It's important that we protect one another from sometimes ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good, Delia.
And honor
That's
it
good.
as well. You have
You're
to honor
exactly
it. If you
right.
take honor in it, then you know, it's a privilege to have a sisterhood.
Yes.
It really is.
So we want you to join in because it's going to be a great topic. We're going to have some in-depth things. We're going to kind of expose some things as well. But we want you to grab your coffee, grab your tea, and we'll be right back.
For couch time with Sonja.
Let's be honest. Making a lukewarm marketing video is fairly simple. But who wants lukewarm marketing? Instead, how about something that conveys your unique message? Well, that takes creativity, and creative is what we are. We design custom logos. We even offer professional print services. Our goal is to showcase how good your idea is, no matter what your product is. Whether it's social media marketing for a new author or the artwork for the book itself, we can help. You've created a new app and need a TV commercial to show it to the world. We can help.
Now they're Stork Advisor.
If you're a photographer trying to show off your work in a unique way, we can help. Need a promo for your TV show? We can help with that too.
It's couch time with Sonja.
We're an artistic bunch and we love the creative process. We're not trying to be the best in Houston. We're trying to be the best for you.
CEO Jalea Davis is making history by becoming the youngest African-American female to own a television station in the nation. Along with her colleague, President Crystal Holmes, these women are becoming a part of the 1.3% African-American television station ownership. Get ready for iconic television, an all-new channel coming to your TV on KVVV Channel 15.10. Covering Houston's local inspiration, entertainment, health, wellness, fitness, family, visual artists, comedians, and more. Streaming 24/7 on iconictelevision.com. Be sure to stay tuned for the latest and greatest on Iconic Television, where everyone can be iconic.
Are you ready for couch time with Sonja?
And welcome back. Well, while we were at break, we were having a great conversation, but we want to finish what we started. And we were talking about an unbreakable bond with sisterhood.
Yeah.
What does that really mean?
Well, let's start with bond. You started to describe this a minute ago, but let's get into the whole bond. What is that?
I feel that a bond is something's together. When you have a bond, that means you're together. Yes, you're two separate people, but there's a bond. You come together and you're solid.
I agree.
Kind of as one.
Yeah, I agree.
And that, you talked about two of us, but in this case, it's three of us, and it could be 12 of you. A sisterhood, your true sisterhood, could be just a few people, or it could be a large group. We've seen that, especially people who are in sororities together. They develop that sisterhood that takes them through their lifetime.
You heard she said the word develop.
Yes.
So does that mean sisterhood just doesn't happen immediately? It
Gotta
means
take
it
your time.
over time.
Yeah.
There's not that on and off switch to
No.
start it. And there's really no perfect way to start it. It just kind of happens.
Like we did. We kind of happened.
Yeah.
Right? And
That
developed
is
a
something.
sisterhood.
That's kind of amazing, really, how it happened.
It did. Naturally. We
Yes.
meshed naturally. Yeah.
Yes.
That was getting to know one another, getting to know one another's dreams and aspirations, and just spending time getting to know one another's personalities.
Yeah.
There is a long, drawn-out process, and you should enjoy every bit of it as you begin and grow from an acquaintance to a friendship to a true sister.
And being transparent, being the authentic you as a friend first,
Right.
and then developing into a sisterhood.
Exactly. And I'm hoping that, yes, you're sitting and you're watching and you're listening. I'm hoping that you're putting that question in your mind. Do I have a sisterhood? Do I have anyone around me that's a true sister? And if that answer is no, well, I'm hoping while you're watching this episode that you can kind of pick up some tips and some pointers on what to look for, and then also really how to maneuver in the sisterhood as well.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
Yeah, and you have to know that not everyone is meant to be your sister. Not everyone that you meet or have even a friendship will have that unbreakable bond of a sister. And you should just enjoy every relationship for what it is.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
true. And so we're going to move on into, we've got some good meaty topics we want to talk about.
Yes.
So let's kind of do that. Let's kind of go into our next little segment. And Dee, let's let you start there, because we know that right here, what we're getting ready to talk about, it's going to open up something for you.
So that's how do you create a sisterhood? Is there such a thing as creating a sisterhood?
I don't think there's a such thing as creating it. I think, as I said before, I think it's something that happens naturally. I believe, you put your personalities together, what you like, what you dislike, the fun, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then you just develop that bond. You just develop a bond, a sisterhood bond. And you don't put a name on it. You don't put a title on it from the beginning. You just let it happen.
During the break, you said this. You're talking about different personalities and different people and how that meshes together and becomes a what?
It becomes a goulash, as we say in Louisiana. You mix it all up, and it's good.
Wait a minute, it's Louisiana. It's not a gumbo?
It's gumbo, too.
You have several names.
Right.
And then, what did you say something in reference
I was
to?
trying to teach you how to say it's a guisado. And that's
Guisado. Did we do it
You
right?
almost had that, Meka. That's pretty good. How's your Cajun showing there?
Maybe so. I didn't say it as good as you, though, sister.
I'm going to say porquito. That's about all I can say.
So in creating, I think that's kind of, that word create is key point, because you don't create anything. It takes its time to develop, and we said that just a minute ago.
Yeah.
You don't create a falsehood. It has to be a true friendship.
I agree with that. One of the things we talked about, too, that we were just kind of like while we were on our break, was talking about creating, developing, and then really knowing that it is truly a sisterhood.
Right.
What I noticed, like just in my everyday life, I don't just call people sis.
Yeah.
It's not just something that just naturally happens for me to call someone a sis. But when I hear the word sis, or I call you sis, there's a heart. There's something in my heart that happens when I say the word sis.
Right.
You hold a very special place.
Yeah, and that's how it should be. You should know the difference between a friend and a sis, an acquaintance, a business associate. You should know all of those different things and those titles for individuals that fit those titles. You should know that.
And it's okay to have all of those different entities in life.
each of those holds in an important part of your life. You know, you need business associates to continue to grow and change and be successful in that aspect. And you need friends that are just casual and comfortable.
Yeah.
And then you need your sisters to get you through the tough times. You know, the times that I've called you to and said, I'm down today. I'm really having a difficult day. I need to be lifted up. I know that as my sisters, you're doing that.
Right.
So
right.
true.
But in front of you and behind you.
But
That's valuable. Did you hear what she just said? Let's put a pin there. In front of you and behind you.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that I'm one way in front of you and then I don't have your back behind you.
Absolutely.
And what she doesn't mean is that she's talking about that
Yes.
behind my back.
Right.
What I share stays in this circle or with my sisters. That doesn't mean that behind my back, she's sharing the story.
Yes.
good.
Absolutely.
Well, I know, ladies, we have a special guest today. And this special guest, we can't wait to introduce you to her because today is her birthday.
Yes.
But I want you to understand the importance of sisterhood
Yeah.
because this is our sis. And we want to introduce you to her. And so she can come and join us on the couch
Yes.
to continue in on the conversation. And it is Shalla Rogers.
Yay! Shalla,
Happy
welcome!
birthday!
Happy birthday!
Sweetheart.
Fabulous birthday girl.
Come on and join us on the couch.
I was going to say something, but then I'd be giving away your age. And I didn't want to go there without your permission.
That's right. We
We'll just
heard
call
you
you
that.
fabulous and fine. How's
I'll
that?
take that.
Yes.
So were you listening backstage to our,
Yes.
our sisterhood and what that means and creating it? So what would you share with the audience about sisterhood?
Sisterhood is something that it's kind of, when I think of the word or the term, it's kind of like one of those terms that when people say I love you, it's one of those terms that I think people kind of use just happily and not really understand
Almost
the true term.
overuse?
Overuse in some cases. But it's one of those unbreakable bonds that you establish, and whether it's something that you develop or work hard at trying to develop, or even if it's something, Meka said that if something that just happens naturally, it can happen both ways, but it is truly an unbreakable bond.
Yeah.
But it's not created.
Right.
It develops.
It develops.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would agree.
I think
would
so.
agree.
Definitely.
And we're so excited that it developed.
Yes. Naturally.
Yes, yes. A great group of women here, definitely. I'm so grateful to be a part of it.
And on your birthday, how does it feel to be fabulous?
Well,
Feeling good.
I want to ask you a particular question. In growing up, in just your childhood and growing up, the word sisterhood. What did sisterhood mean to you from an early age? Not talking about it now, but
It's funny that you should say that because things were just so different, of course, a long time
Yes.
ago. Just growing up, and if from the playground to, family get-togethers, whatever it was, if you got along with somebody, they were your sister.
Right,
I mean,
right.
it could be someone down the street, somebody you just met, because community was very important
Yes.
then.
It was a different time.
Yes, very much so. And it's just so amazing that when you said that, I immediately went back to think that it's just a group of girls that was just down the street. And like you said, if we got along, we played the same game. We made mud pies. If I was able to make the mud and she got the toppings from the tree, whatever the little cakes, we were sisters.
Yeah.
And it was an unbreakable bond. It was true sisterhood. Yeah.
And it was, and back in those days when you were younger, you didn't even know what the true meaning of it was.
No, you
Back
didn't even
then,
think
it was
about
just
it.
naturally.
Yeah,
That's
you
where
didn't even think
aunts
about
and uncles came from,
Yes.
and all of that,
Yes.
just because of your bonds that you had with the younger girls.
True.
Yeah.
So true.
I think that's funny you say that, aunts and uncles, because I know growing up in the Hispanic culture, we called everyone who was older than us, they could be second, third cousins, but if they were older, then that's tío and tía.
Yes.
which is aunt and uncle,
Aunt-
right?
yes,
Wow.
yes.
Wow. That's awesome.
I know. It's just the mix of just different life, and how we all come from different parts and different lifestyles. But you still come together as a sisterhood.
Yes.
It's awesome.
So for the audience, for people that are here and people that are watching, in creating their sisterhood, if they feel that they don't have a sister out there, where do they start?
I say this because I think I'm personally an introvert by heart. I'm not the most outgoing person until I get to know you. So for me, it can present a challenge because I don't necessarily put myself out there. But that would probably be the first thing I would say. Challenge yourself. Put yourself out there. If you see someone that maybe you have admired for years, or you're wondering something about them, or have always been curious, take the step, take the plunge. Introduce yourself. Ask your sister out to lunch or for some tea, coffee, whatever it is. Have a conversation. It is something that, because generally, that's how it happens. Or either find an activity that you enjoy doing and become a part of that activity, whether it's bowling or whatever it is. And find a person, and usually you will find a person that's doing the exact same thing that you enjoy doing.
I think also too that if you have those conversations, you find out how genuine that person is. You figure out if that person is like-minded, if you have a lot of things in common, if some of the things that I like to do, you like to do. And then I think that's how it meshes naturally because of those things. You have a lot of common things that you like, you know. I think that's very important.
But there has to be parallels. There have to be parallels that you see there. If there's not some parallels there, you're already on two ends of the spectrum. But man, when you have some parallels, man, we can take it and we can just go.
Right.
You know, with that being said, we said this just a minute ago, in that as you're developing or trying to get to that point of having a sisterhood, not everyone will turn into a sister.
No.
So you can put yourself out there and try to make that happen.
And be prepared to, like you said, that you have to be prepared to the fact that it may not happen, but don't give up.
That's right. I think that was powerful in itself. What Shalla just said is, it might not happen, but don't give up. And also, don't force it. Be okay in what arena those friendships end up in.
Exactly.
They're all important.
Perhaps it's just someone to have coffee with occasionally, and you can enjoy that in its own right.
Yes, definitely.
I have a question, Shalla. So oftentimes now in today's time, you may put someone in your sisterhood and realize that they aren't your sister. You know, sometimes we want them so badly to be in that arena. And
you know you're messing, you know you're messing, you know you're messing.
I'm on your street,
I'm on your street.
So what would you say would be the thing to do within it? You know, some people, they shy away from that individual altogether. Myself, I put you in a place to where I put you in a box and I keep you there, knowing that this is who you are, and I no longer have a sisterhood expectation for you. How do you deal with that, or has it even ever happened to you?
Oh yes, it has happened. I think a couple things, because I've had several scenarios and several occasions where different things have happened. First and foremost, you have to find out what's underneath the issue, because it could actually be something, you know, it could be low self-esteem, it could be jealousy, it could be envy, or it could be some past baggage that the person hasn't dealt with that's causing the conflict within the relationship.
That's good.
And if that is the case, then sometimes they may need a sister just to pull them out of it, or to help, you know, establish a trust factor that they can discuss, and you may just be sent there for that relationship for that particular reason.
Good.
So,
That is good.
so we say that, you know, people come into your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime, and you just have to recognize what that person is there for.
Exactly.
You know, we have so much more to discuss. This is not over. We're going to continue with the She Shed in just a moment. We're going to take a break, so grab your tea or your coffee, and we'll see you right back on the couch.
Ready for couch time with Sonja.
Connect with fellow millennials, creatives, professionals, and entrepreneurs within the all-new millennial community. Join in and get connected with local events, volunteer opportunities, and mentorship programs with the next generation. For more information, visit themillennialcommunity.com and become a member today. Membership includes access to special events, networking events, and civic engagement opportunities. Check out our online calendar for upcoming event opportunities, such as Millennial Think Tanks, community building events, the new Sea Live experience, and much more. Members will also be invited to join an online membership group, have opportunities to pair with local students in the Houston community for mentorship programs. Follow us on all social media platforms and get connected with the millennial community today.
Are you ready for couch time with Sonja?
Welcome back, and we have had an amazing time on the couch with our sisterhood, talking about, do sisterhood really exist? But now let's talk about some characteristics of a sisterhood. What about jealousy?
No,
Let's talk about
that should not exist in a
Should
real
not.
sisterhood.
Should not.
It should not, but it happens.
Yes, it does.
It does happen.
But then does that make it a true sisterhood?
No, it doesn't. Not in my opinion.
That's
it
where
doesn't.
it changes
I
that
think
definition.
that changes to friendship.
It does.
You,
Yeah.
you are a friend or an acquaintance.
Right.
Because if you're jealous and you have that jealous spirit, I'm sorry, you're not my real sister. My real sister has my back. My real sister is right there with me. So you kind of shift over to that sisterhood, or I mean to that acquaintance or friend.
So that first characteristic then is there's no jealousy.
Right.
in a
But let's
sisterhood.
define what that would actually look like in a sisterhood. Let's define
Come
what
on
jealousy
now.
would actually look
Come
like.
on, pumpkin. Come on, pumpkin.
Well, I guess from my experience, it has been different times where you can kind of tell from just, I guess you're thinking your sister will have different, turns out that they have different motives. Whether they show up, inconspicuously, or if they always tend to try to be the attraction person trying to get all the attention, or some kind of way. You find little traits here and there that you can tell that, or either they don't celebrate you, things that happen in
good.
your
Now,
that's a
life
good
that
one.
they just choose not to, they conveniently all of a sudden become MIA.
That's it.
good.
Or, I mean, it's usually you can find signs. Now, I have had it happen where jealousy reared its ugly head, but the person did take a time. We did have a conversation, and the person grew.
Wow.
So it is a possibility that, not to say that the sisterhood has to end or necessarily that it does have to be over, but if that person sees, or even if you call them on the issue, if you are a true friendship,
Right.
if you really are truly trying to establish a friendship, if you call them on it, a lot of times people are just not even aware.
That's good.
Self-awareness is also one of those things that's
Yes.
very important. So if they're not aware, you have a conversation, and then if they can grow and they're trying to truly establish a true bond
Right.
with you, then you guys can grow past it. But it is possible, like we spoke about earlier, that
comes
the
with-
person may just not
Yeah.
need to be in your circle.
It comes with maturity too.
That's exactly
Very
You
right.
have
much
to be
so.
mature
That's
in order
exactly
to
right.
recognize it,
Yes.
and then also to be able to have the person who you're going to have that conversation be receptive of what it is that you want to share with them in order for your friendship and your sisterhood to
Yes.
grow.
I think in a real sisterhood, don't you think that too, sometimes it may sting?
Yeah.
It may sting for you to realize that
Yeah.
there's a trait that you have there. It may
Yeah.
sting, but a true sisterhood can sit down and talk about it.
Yeah.
And then after they talk about it, it's kind of like like she said, you grow from it.
Yeah.
But
So what makes that situation? So when you saw that, so that became visible in that friendship. What's the deciding factor to, yes, let's continue, let's talk this out, or let's end it?
Yeah.
I guess it's a couple things. You have to just really weigh the pros and cons. Is the friendship truly beneficial?
Yeah.
If it's something, a term I used to use all the time, is it a weed or is it something that feeds?
that's
So-
good. Wait, let's put a pin.
Yes, I was going to
Did
say,
you hear what
let's
she
say that.
said? Is that friendship a weed? Or what is it?
Something that feeds.
Wow.
Man, that's a nugget right
Right,
there.
Yes, for sure.
That's a pass the collection plate moment.
Because generally, it's hard, and I think Meka said it earlier, sometimes you want that person a part of your life so bad. You miss some of the obvious signs, and that's in any relationship.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you have to take a self-evaluation to say, okay, is this relationship really something that's beneficial to me? Is it something that's feeding me? Is it feeding my soul? Is it feeding my relationship? Or is it a weed, something that's choking the life out of me, basically?
Wow.
So if it's choking me, then it's time
Probably
to
not it,
cut
right?
it down.
Right.
That's right. You cut weeds down. Cut them down.
So you can see the snakes in the grass.
They feeling it today.
You know this is one of my favorite topics.
So we talked about jealous, right? Not being jealous. So what about judgment? You want to be transparent with your friends as well, but then you also don't want them to be judgmental of the things that you discuss with them.
That's right.
And I mean, I believe that we all have probably had some type of moment where even if they didn't have any judgment, you were scared to share certain things with an individual because you knew that they probably would have or share your information with someone else.
Well, I was going to say, but let me just say this. I think that if you're afraid to share something because of potential judgment, those are probably not your sisters.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there's probably, I would think there's nothing that I wouldn't share with you all
Right.
if I needed to get it off my chest.
And it also could be, because this something personal for me as well, it could be the person. Because
Right.
me, I've had some situations where I truly think that person was a true, genuine friend for me. I was just uncomfortable.
Or you weren't ready.
Sharing.
Or you
Yeah,
weren't
I
ready.
wasn't ready to release the information. So it just depends on the scenario and the
I agree.
situation with the person.
That's a good point. That's a good point, especially because comfortableness is when you're ready, you'll share. But that doesn't mean that just because you don't share something, that person is not your real sister.
Right.
You know, so that's a good point. Because I don't want someone watching to honestly think that just because their friend or their sister hasn't shared something that they're not really sisters.
Yeah.
Just know that maybe they're not ready for it yet.
Yeah.
And that's a good point, Sonja. Every sister friendship has different nuances, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're just
Very
different.
much so.
In some aspects, you just open up right from the
Yeah.
beginning and you can share anything. And others, it takes that time for whatever reason, and they're all good.
Yeah.
They're just
I
different.
kind of love it when I share with my sisters that, well, I've been waiting to see that real side of Sonja. Isn't that right, Shalla? Yes. And it's beautiful, though, when I hear my sisters say that, though. But it's because I can let my guard down.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful when you can let your guard down.
It is.
And then that person recognizes that you're let your guard down as well.
Yes.
It's
It's a weight. It's weight lifted off of your
Yes, it
shoulders.
is.
So much
You realize, you know what? I'm just gonna relax, let my shoulders, and I'm just gonna tell everything that you want to share, and know that that person will not be judgmental. Know that they're gonna have your back, regardless to whatever it is that you're gonna discuss with them, and also be encouraging too. So here's the next one. Here's the next characteristic.
Well, hold on a minute, because you know we're gonna
I know.
be going and going. So you know what? We're gonna take a break right here, just because we want you to go grab your tea or your coffee, but we also want you to be thinking about, who do you have in your circle? Who do you have that is definitely your true sister? And we'll be right back.
Ready for couch time with Sonja.
Hey everybody, it's Tiara Elise, and I'm here with Mr. Kevin Anderson, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his business.
Yes, Kevin Anderson, and we basically do ADT security, 24-hour surveillance. We also do video, CCTV, and we also do the medical alert as well. So if I'm falling and I can't get up, we do that as well. But this is the time for the holiday, so we also want to protect the loved ones and also protect the kids as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Anderson. We hope that everybody is protected this Christmas with ADT security.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm here with Miss Kiana James, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her business.
Hi, I'm Kiana James, and I'm with a company called Friendly Faces Senior Care. And what we do is we take care of seniors in their homes. We help with things like transportation, cooking, cleaning, bathing, anything that can help to support the senior and help them to be able to live independently in their home.
Okay, and how can we find out more information about your business?
You can find us online at www.friendlyfaces.com.
Thank you so much, Miss Kiana James. Please enjoy your night.
Thank you.
Are you ready for couch time with Sonja?
Welcome back to She Shed. During the break, we were still discussing, man, we're having some great conversation on this couch. We hope you're having great conversation and you're enjoying what we're talking about today. But man, come on, Meka, we got to go back to another characteristic.
Yes. And another characteristic is having your sister, having their back. Having their back through the good times, through the bad times, through the ugly times, as we talked about before. But making sure you're encouraging and supporting them in whatever that capacity could be.
Right.
I think it's those hard times that show truly who your sisters are.
Oh, yes.
You know,
Agreed.
sisters are great when life's easy, right?
Yeah.
So what happens when life gets hard?
Right.
Exactly. Well, I think about us just sitting here right now. All of us have went through some hard times.
Yeah.
Man, and I love the fact that I could pick up the phone, I could call each one of you and be able to just spill the beans.
Yeah.
If I need to spill the beans, just spill the beans. But the beautiful thing is you got my back. You don't just hear it, you don't just take it, you pray about it, but you know what? It stays there, man. You really do have my back.
That is so
And
important.
Yes, it is. It's valuable.
It
It
is
is valuable. It's valuable.
Again, it's going through those difficult times that shows you people's true colors. You know, I have thought that someone really had my back, that they were all for me, that they were going to be with me through thick and thin. And then when times got rough, they were scarce. They were nowhere to be found. Has anyone else experienced that?
Oh, yes.
So what did you do about it, Meka?
You know, I had to grow. I had, as your parents or your mother or someone would say, you know, you have to put those big girls on, and you have to realize that, you know, friendship and sisterhood it's a blessing, and you have to recognize the blessing when it is. And sometimes, you know, God removes people for whatever reason, and you just have to deal with it when it comes. But I'm grateful that happened. It was a difficult time, but I'm grateful.
I didn't do so well during my hard times.
Yeah.
You know, being transparent, there were times I was trying to hold on and just trying to hold on and continuing to really kind of force it. And it wasn't healthy for me, you know, because of course it became a cycle.
Right.
And I continued to go through those rough times. And man, just to be the reality of when you walk through those tough times, sometimes you have to let go.
Yeah.
You have to let go.
That should be a sub-characteristic, is it shouldn't be forced.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
So have you forced a relationship, and how did that go?
Yes.
Goodness.
Too many, probably.
That's transparency,
right?
Yeah. It's just that you just, because friendships are so hard to come by in some cases, and although you really want that person in your life, like you said earlier, you just keep trying, you keep calling, you keep trying to make it work. And in most cases, you're the person that's frustrated, you're the person that's getting hurt, and eventually you just have to let it go. Unfortunately, we find out the hard way, though.
Right.
Yeah.
So true, Shalla, so true. But we do eventually grow.
Yes.
After we get our head hit a few times.
It begins to hurt at that point.
Well, man, I'm going to tell you, we have more coming right back in just a moment.
Ready for couch time with Sonja.
And then there was life. Born to color outside the lines. Born for such a time as this. You showed up on the planet to produce a dream. You, yes, you, were born with purpose, with words. Friends, imagine that your dreams can become your reality by the words you speak. It all starts today. It starts with you. Creation, formation, transformation, all begin with change. The battle is in your mind, but your voice is your weapon. Speak life, believe, prosperity, creative, daring. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Your future is unwritten. Let's begin writing today. Your words create your world.
Let's be honest. Making a lukewarm marketing video is fairly simple. But who wants lukewarm marketing? Instead, how about something that conveys your unique message? Well, that takes creativity, and creative is what we are. We design custom logos. We even offer professional print services. Our goal is to showcase how good your idea is, no matter what your product is. Whether it's social media marketing for a new author or the artwork for the book itself, we can help. If you've created a new app and need a TV commercial to show it to the world, we can help.
Now they're Stork Advisor.
If you're a photographer trying to show off your work in a unique way, we can help. Need a promo for your TV show? We can help with that too.
It's Couch Time with Sonja.
We're an artistic bunch and we love the creative process. We're not trying to be the best in Houston. We're trying to be the best for you.
Are you ready for Couch Time with Sonja?
And we're back. We continue with She Shed Season 3 opener, and we have two special guests today. We have Meka Diamond and Shalla Rogers on the couch with us as we chit-chat about what is that topic?
Sisterhood. And does it really exist?
I can't believe I forgot that. We've been talking about it the whole show, and it just escaped my mind.
I actually thought you were doing that purposely.
No, but we'll just let them think that.
Yes. I loved it. I loved
So we're going to continue with the characteristics of a friendship.
Yeah.
So the next one is we create a safe space for us to share. And we
Wow.
kind of touched on this earlier, but let's jump into this one a little bit more. What does that mean, creating a safe space?
I'll say this, is I believe that if you're my sister and I see that you're struggling with something or you're having an issue with something, if I'm your sister, my heart is to, let you know that there's a safe place.
Yeah.
I go to you to allow you to know, would you like to share? I've been noticing X, Y, Z. I've been noticing that you're going through something. Sis, if you need a place to share, hey, I'm here.
So like the time that I pull up in the driveway and say, I have your coffee in the car, come jump in the car, we need to have a talk. Sometimes you just have to recognize that and do that, right?
That's exactly right.
I think it's good too that you said to recognize it. You have to recognize that something's going on with your friend or your sister.
Right.
You have to recognize that, and then of course creating that safe space for them to be able to be open and share and be transparent about what they're going through.
So what's your take, Shalla? Give us a little bit of...
I just to agree with everybody's sentiment, I just think it's one of those things that when you listen, sometimes it's about what they don't say.
That's
and
good right there.
all the times, conversations have been good and we talk and everything, and it's just sometimes it's just those moments where they're just a little more quiet on the phone, or the conversation is not the same when you see them in person, or the facial expression. Sometimes body language is everything as well. So it's being able to listen and pay attention to those subtle cues to create the safe
So
space.
friends, as you're listening to your friends, your girlfriends, and all you hear them say when you ask if they're okay is, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. And that's all they're saying. Try to dig a little bit deeper. Perhaps there's something they're going through and they don't know how to broach the subject, or they don't know where to begin. And so it's up to us as their sisters, as their friends, to help them get through that.
Yeah, so true. And if you really care, you will make sure to make the extra effort to ask the question. And then, after that, be quiet. Don't keep doing it. Just ask the question and then be quiet.
Sometimes, in some cases, we as women, we just want to vent. We just want to have an outlet to be able to communicate, and then of course not have judgment in return on whatever it is that we want to discuss. And it's always it's good to be open and have that safe space in order to make sure that, I know that I can release what's been weighing heavy on me, and it'll make me feel better.
And not be criticized.
Yes.
Isn't it true that when we are carrying that baggage, life, you seem heavier.
Yes.
Your shoulders are heavy.
Absolutely.
How nice it is to take it off and say, sister, can you help me with
Right.
this for a little bit? You know?
Share the burden.
Truly.
And that's what we do. We lock arms and
Right.
we don't carry the load.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So,
You know, another characteristic is that, you know, with true sisterhood, there's not a bond. There is a bond, but it can't be broken by outsiders.
that's good.
It's a true bond.
That's good.
You know, I know for sure that if Susie comes to me and tells me, Sonja said, Delia, that you were XYZ, I know for a fact.
Tell Susie, I'm coming for you.
So, Meka, have
Yeah.
you encountered that? Did you see a situation where perhaps someone was talking about you and it came back to you full circle?
Absolutely. I think that we all have experienced it. Even if it's not major, it is something minor. But I have experienced that. And one of the things that I said, well, why are you so comfortable with coming to me and sharing that? You know, why is it that why were you even listening to that? You know, but if you have created a character for yourself, if you have credibility, then if someone was to share something with them about you, then they would automatically know, no, that's not Meka. That's not something that she would do, or something that it doesn't sound like that's her personality. So, yes, I've experienced that.
I love that a true friend would come and tell you. How they tell you, not that they listened to the entire story and contributed to it, but that they listened, that they kind of put a halt to it, and then they came and told you just for your own knowledge, for your own protection.
Yes. Right.
You know, our couch potato, Sonja's Brad, always says his background is they have my 6. So they truly have his back. Your sisters truly have your 6. They have your back.
That's right.
And in hearing that, they didn't let it separate you. That bond was not broken, but they did protect you by telling you.
Right. But then, you know, sometimes you finally hear something and you're like, wait a minute, that person would say that? You know, it makes you kind of go, wow, because you would never believe that person would do that.
Right, that's
you know, it's just like unbelievable that person would do that. But it's always revealed for a reason and a season. It's revealed at a particular time for a particular reason. And we have to be grateful for that. Although it may sting and hurt, we have to be grateful for it.
Right. And you try to make it to where it doesn't affect you. But it does. It hurts when someone is your sister and you hear of things that they have said to other people that they know that it's not your character. But it's always good to be able to say that, you know, people know who I truly am and know if this was something that was spread or a rumor that was spread or anything that they would know, no, that's not that individual that you're speaking of.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
I think in some situations, it could be a true misunderstanding.
Oh, yeah.
It's not anything that was being meant to break a bond of any sort, but perhaps somebody misunderstood something. And the best way to handle that is to have that open communication. You know, talk about it. If there's something that you think was said or you think happened, I would go to Shalla and say, you know, let's talk this out because I value this friendship. If it's a friendship I don't care for, I may walk away. But if it's something I want to salvage, it is worth the extra talk, the extra work to work it through.
I have a question too for you ladies too. So what happens if you have a sisterhood and you have your sisters and you know that one person that they may not, you know, be as close to the end, but it's a sisterhood. Because of course, you know, in some sisterhoods, some are closer than the others of how you were blended together, the goulash. But what happens when there's a sister or there's a friend that you find that is jealous of the relationship that you have with some of your other sisters? What happens in that?
She met
Didn't we talk a true sister earlier? This was one of the characteristics that we shared was there's no jealousy there. There's no jealousy of the individual and there's no jealousy of the other individuals in their life. I hope that my sisters have other friends outside of me that they can depend on and count on and lean on. That's my desire for my friends.
I think there's some underlying issues there when they are actually only wanting you to be their friends.
Territorial.
And they don't want you to have other friends. There's underlying issue. That's what I was going to say. That's controlling.
Wasn't there a movie, Single White Female, way back in the day that was something like this?
Absolutely.
You remember that?
That ended in
That was bad.
goodness.
That was bad.
Very bad.
But it happens. You have, you develop these sisterhoods, and then depending on how you develop a relationship with each individual, you have some sisterhoods where you may be closer to one person than the other, and so you don't want to have time management. You just want to have to understand that.
No, that's immature.
Yeah,
That's
it
just
happens.
too much work.
Yeah.
Yes,
It is
that's
a
being
lot of
catty.
work.
That's too much.
That's being women being catty.
Yes, it
And
is.
That's one of the things in a sisterhood we don't want.
No.
Right.
We don't want to be catty women.
Yeah.
Who wants to hang around with women that are just being catty all the time? We honestly don't want to have to sit there and go, oh, Shalla, by the way, oh, hold on, I can't go with you because so-and-so needs my time.
Right, right.
It's like, no, nobody has time for that.
Yeah.
Who has time for that, truly?
Exactly.
So another characteristic, and I'm going to start with Sonja on this one, because
boy.
this one's right up your alley. And
Yes.
that's characteristic of a true sisterhood is that we mirror one another's strength and beauty.
Yes, look, yes. I definitely will say I love uplifting and empowering women.
Yes.
And I love to push them into whatever it is that they want to do.
Yes.
Their visions, their dreams, things of that nature. Purpose, oh my gosh, I just love it all day long. So I think if you're in a real sisterhood, you should be able to lift each other up and help push each other into what you know they're called to do. You're not trying to hold them back.
Right.
You're trying to say, how can I help?
Yes.
How can I help get you there?
Exactly.
It's
How do
so
I become your
awesome.
biggest fan?
Right.
Yes, you're
You know?
exactly
Yeah.
right. You're exactly right. And I love the word mirror.
Yeah.
I'm mirroring it because you won't see me. It's your vision, it's your dream.
Yeah.
But I'm mirroring it because I'm behind you, but
Right.
you don't see me.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that you see you. They see you, not
That
me.
is so important. That is so important. Making sure, or being that I can be in the background, but you're gonna vision me in the front. I'm gonna continue to push, even though I'm continuing to push her, and whatever it is, bringing the vision to life. However I need to whatever part I need to play within that process, I want to make sure that I push her forward.
Well, I want to go ahead and commend all of you because all of you have done that for me, and I pray that I'm doing the same for you.
You absolutely are.
Yeah.
I want to hear from the audience and our viewers, though. If you're watching this, I want to hear your stories. How do you mirror strength and beauty? There's so much that we can do to help others in everyday life, and I want to hear how you do it. We are going to take a short break. We have so much more to share, so we'll be right back.
For couch time with Sonja.
One of the most important events in life is having a baby. The closest hospital may not be the best choice for your family. Now, there's Stork Advisor. With Stork Advisor, you can keep your loved ones informed. There's a labor alert right at your fingertips. Stork Advisor even offers you a pregnancy tip every day. After you've had your baby, tell us about your experience and leave a Stork rating. We want to keep other expecting families like you informed. With Stork Advisor, you can know what to expect when you're expecting.
I'm ready for this. Are you ready for couch time with Sonja?
There's nothing complicated about our food. There are no fillers and no artificial ingredients. It's made fresh and it's made with you in mind. Simply put, we make incredible comfort foods. We specialize in that slow, home-cooked taste, whether it's our brisket, smoked chicken, ribs, or links. You're gonna love every bite. We've been perfecting incredible comfort foods for over 10 years, and we've got it down. Great tasting comfort food at a great price. We even cater. So pick up the phone or visit us on Facebook. Be sure and ask about our funnel cakes and our famous sweet and spicy pickles too. It's hard to resist great food, especially when it's incredible comfort foods.
Are you ready for couch time with Sonja?
And we're back. We continue today's episodes, The She Shed, on sisterhood. Does it really exist? When we left you with some of the characteristics of a true sisterhood, and Sonja's going to continue with those today.
Well, this one I really like is we share dreams, visions, our desires without the fear of competition.
So the key point there?
That's a true sisterhood.
Competition.
Yes.
True.
True sisterhood without competition.
Yeah.
But that doesn't always happen.
No.
Yeah.
Doesn't always happen. And I this is very dear to me because I've experienced it.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel good, to be really honest. But man, I thought people were my sisters.
Yeah.
And so I shared my dreams, I shared my visions and where I was going with excitement. And as y'all all know, I love to do that anyway. But then I started seeing some of those visions and some of those dreams. I started seeing them
That hurts.
happening. And it wasn't with me. And it was with their label on it, that they created it. I'm like, how are you gonna take God's vision from me and take it and put it as yours? Ouch. But it happens. And
It does happen.
and it didn't feel good.
Yeah.
You know, but learning from that is, I would definitely say, your real sisters will not do that.
Yeah.
So just know that if they're doing that to you, that's not a real sister.
Yeah.
That's an acquaintance. Because I'm sorry, but you didn't even fall to the friendship. You went all the way to acquaintance. I will
Dropped
cut
all the
you.
way down.
I'm like, I will cut you.
So there's a difference between competition and someone complimenting you. For example, I love shoes.
Yeah.
And when Meka walked up today, I said, I love those shoes. Where'd you get them? So I'm about to go get me some. And that's not really copying you. I don't want to be Meka, but I do like them, and I'm going to compliment you by mimicking or copying you, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Not in a jealousy or I'm going behind your back to do it. And I think that's a good indicator. If I'm going behind your back and hiding it,
Yes.
That's it.
Good.
right?
That's good.
See,
It's like a motive.
Yes.
Like it's a motive.
Yes.
And then that makes you not trustworthy.
Yes.
You think about, okay, so what's the underlying, like what else are you trying to do?
That's good.
Which goes back to what you were referencing when you said your visions. Then when it looks like when it's done, because I think in a sisterhood and wanting to push your sister and encourage, you may not have the same idea, it may be similar, but as your sister, how can we develop your idea, your vision, and bring it to life to push you forward in the areas that you want to be pushed in?
Right.
Yeah, so.
That's really good. I guess I'd say too, if you look back at different relationships and looking at, you said the word competing and complimenting. I have no shame in looking at my relationships, and honey, if you clean out your closet, you clean out your closet, I have no problem in taking what you clean out of that closet. And it's I compliment you all day long.
And I have no problem with getting it out of my closet. But that's sisterhood, right?
Yes,
That's
it
sisterhood.
is.
Like, I know that you're not trying to be like Meka. You like what I have. And look, because I'm your sister, I want you to look just as glamorous, if not more, than I did.
Yes. What I love too, y'all, this has been awesome. Having Couch Time with Sonja and having Delia, it's been so awesome that we both have different styles. And I know y'all know that.
Yes.
But it's so awesome that we're okay being in our lane. You know, just like y'all are okay being in your lane. She'll be like, oh, that's Sonja, that's what she's gonna wear.
Right.
Girl, like, you know what I'm gonna have on is my camo. Or my, you know? But that sisterhood is being okay and embracing who your sister is and not trying to make your sister be like you.
Yes.
You know,
Yes,
and
yes.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate that as well.
I
Because today I have
appreciate
on my tennis shoes, and they have on some beautiful shoes.
And I got all my toes out.
We all are individually, but we collab together. We look good on the couch.
That's exactly right.
But again, that goes back to we're not competing with one another.
That's true.
There's no competition here.
Yes.
And what's the last point, Sonja?
And my last point is that, you know what, we laugh, we cry, we do all those things together, we heal, but most importantly, we love.
Yes.
We love.
Well, that takes us to the T-shirts of the day, the So Love T-shirts. What do these mean? There is special meaning behind them. Sonja's going to share what that's all about.
Well, we want to definitely end our episode today. You see these beautiful sisters sitting here with me on the couch. Well, what's so awesome about this is that I love them and they love me. But you know what? It's not about us, it's about you. Our So Love movement is just that. We so love you. And we truly believe that so love people, so love people. And so we would love for you to join the movement with us. These shirts are more than just words on a shirt.
Yes.
Every time you purchase a shirt, we get to get out in the community and go and help someone else by loving on them. And so as Couch Time with Sonja, we hope and pray that you would see the benefit to come and join the movement with us and so love people around you. And if you're sitting there today and you don't have a sisterhood, or you're not even sure if you have a sister, we want you to know, be encouraged. Be encouraged, because if you don't have anyone that you can call a sister, always tune in to Couch Time with Sonja, and you've got sisters here with us, with you today. So remember, go to couchtimewithsonja.com, and that's Sonja with a J. Visit our website, visit our social media pages at any time. We thank you so very much for joining and tuning in today. Our special guest, Meka Diamond, we thank you so much.
And Shalla, for her birthday, spending your day with us.
Of course, thank you. Make sure you email us and send birthday shout outs to Shalla, and we'll make sure she gets them. Yes. We hope you tune in next week and join us. It was a pleasure talking to you. And remember, true sisterhood, find it. It's special. God bless. Have a great week.
I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Are you ready for Couch Time with Sonja? I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Are you ready for Couch Time with Sonja? Sometimes you need to hear something that will help you grow, or maybe need a break, refreshing for your mind and soul. Well, take a seat, 'cause we got what you need and more. I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Are you ready for Couch Time with Sonja?
It's Couch Time with Sonja. Let's go.